The champagne flute shattered against the marble floor, crystal exploding into 1,000 glittering pieces. But it wasn't the sound of breaking glass that made every head in the Shilla Hotel ballroom turn. It was the silence that followed, the kind of silence that only comes when Seoul's most powerful families hold their collective breath. Amara stood frozen, champagne soaking through her borrowed Chanel dress, ruined beyond repair. Above her, Chairman Yoon's daughter-in-law looked down with a smile as cold as winter in Gangnam. "How clumsy," Seo Hyun said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "I suppose we can't expect proper manners from everyone." The words landed like slaps. In a room full of chaebols and politicians, Amara had just been marked as an outsider. As nothing. She was about to kneel down, about to clean up the mess with her bare hands while Seoul's elite watched like it was entertainment, when the ballroom doors opened. The temperature in the room seemed to drop 10 degrees. "Moya," a male voice said, low and lethal. "What is happening here?" The man standing 20 feet away wore a perfectly tailored Tom Ford suit. Dark hair, aristocratic features, eyes so dark they looked black. But it was the aura around him that made her breath catch, the kind of presence that didn't ask for attention, it commanded it. When his gaze shifted to her face, something electric passed between them, something that felt like fate. Some hours before now. Amara rushed through the Shilla Hotel's staff entrance, adjusting her borrowed dress. Her reflection showed exactly what she was, a 27-year-old single mother working 3 jobs, exhaustion written in the dark circles under her eyes, her rich brown skin looking dull from fatigue. "Yeah, you're late," Manager Kim hissed. 2 minutes, the subway was. "I don't care. The Yoon family event starts in 20 minutes. VIP section, don't mess this up." The ballroom was already filling when Amara arrived. Women in designer hanbok, men in suits that cost more than cars. She moved through the crowd with practiced efficiency, keeping her eyes down, her presence minimal. She'd learned to ignore the stares, the whispered comments in Korean that people assumed she couldn't understand. That's when she saw her. Park Seo-hyun, beautiful, pale, designer everything. Korean aristocracy personified. "You," Seo-hyun's voice cut through the chatter. "Waitress, champagne, Dom Perignon, and make sure it's properly chilled this time." Amara returned with the champagne, pouring with careful precision. "Finally," Seo-hyun said into her phone, "some semblance of service. Though I don't understand why they insist on hearing these people for events like this. It's not like they understand our culture." The casual xenophobia hit like a slap. Amara kept her face neutral, but her hand trembled. The next hour was torture. Every service found fault. The champagne was too warm. The canapés are too cold. Each complaint delivered with increasing hostility and always with that same contemptuous look, made worse because Amara was black. When Amara brought dessert, Seo-hyun pushed it away. "This is unacceptable." "Ma'am," the chef prepared. "Are you arguing with me? You people always have excuses. Coming here, taking our jobs, and then having the audacity to talk back. You should be grateful we even allow you to work here." The ballroom went quiet. Then Seo-hyun did something unthinkable. She picked up her champagne glass and threw it. The liquid hit Amara square in the chest. The glass fell, shattering at her feet. "Clean it," Seo-hyun said. "With your bare hands. Maybe that will teach you some respect, teach you your place in our country." Amara stared at the shattered glass. She thought of her daughter Jaiwoo waiting at home. She thought of the hospital bills, the overdue rent. She was about to kneel when the ballroom doors burst open. Kang Yi-hyuk entered like a storm. Tall, broad-shouldered, moving with a predator's grace. When people saw him, they literally bowed. "Woya," his voice carried across the silent ballroom. "What is happening here?" Those dark eyes scanned the scene and settled on Amara's face. Something flickered in them, surprise, recognition, electricity. "This doesn't concern you," Seo-hyun recovered. "This is between me and the incompetent staff." "I am Kang Yi-hyuk," he said. "I own this hotel. Everything here concerns me." The color drained from Seo-hyun's face. The Kang family, one of the oldest, most powerful chaebols in Korea. Yi Hayuk SSI, Seo Hyun's tone completely changed. This waitress was completely unprofessional. You threw champagne at her. It wasn't a question. You humiliated her in front of everyone in this ballroom. She deserved. Careful, the single word cut like a blade. Be very careful with your next words. Yi Hayuk turned to Amara. Up close he was even more striking. What is your name? Amara Park, sir. Amara SSI. He said it carefully, like he was memorizing it. Did this woman throw champagne at you? She could lie, but something about the way he looked at her, like she mattered, made her tell the truth. Yes, sir. Get on your knees. The ballroom erupted in shocked murmurs. MWO, what? Seo Hyun's eyes went wide. You heard me. Get on your knees and clean what you did, with your bare hands, since you thought it appropriate to demand that of someone else. You can't, I won't. Do you know who my father-in-law is? I know exactly who Chairman Yoon is. I own the building his company's headquarters sits on. Would you like me to call him? He pulled out his phone. Or would you prefer to clean the floor? Seo Hyun dropped to her knees. The proud, cruel woman knelt on the expensive marble floor and cleaned up the shattered glass with her bare hands while everyone watched. Amara felt tears in her eyes, not from humiliation now, but from something else entirely. Someone had stood up for her. When Seo Hyun finished, Yi Hayuk spoke again. You are banned from all Kang properties, and Park Seo Hyun SSI. If I ever hear of you treating anyone the way you treated Amara tonight, your husband will find his career mysteriously stalled. The ballroom erupted in applause. Yi Hayuk turned back to Amara. Are you all right? Yes, thank you, I've never. You don't need to thank me for basic human decency. Come, my office, you need a moment. He offered his hand. Chaebol. She took his hand, and the contact sent electricity racing up her arm. Yi Hayuk's office was warm, dark wood, leather furniture, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Han River. A traditional Korean painting on one wall. On his desk, a photo of an elderly woman with kind eyes. Anjusayo, he brought her water. Your hands are still shaking. How long have you worked here? He asked. 8 months. Has anyone else treated you like that? Amara hesitated. Not that badly, but I'm used to people looking at me like I don't belong in places like this. Something dark flashed across his face. You belong anywhere you choose to be. The conviction in his voice made her throat tight. Why did you do that, for me? Because it was right. Most people don't stand up for waitresses against wealthy customers, especially in Korea, especially for... She gestured at herself, her brown skin, her foreignness. I'm not most people, he leaned forward. And you're not just a waitress, you're a person who deserves respect. I should get back to work. Yi Hayuk, a slight smile touched his lips. Banmal, call me Yi Hayuk. His phone buzzed. I need to take this, but Amar SSI take the rest of the night off, paid. I need the hours. I'll make sure you're compensated. He paused. Go home to your family. She froze. How did you know I have a family? You have a photo in your locker, a little girl. I saw it when I was inspecting the staff areas last month. He had been paying attention even then. Her name is Jaiwoo. She's 5. Something softened in his eyes. She's beautiful. She has your smile. As she moved toward the door, she paused. Yi Hayuk SSI, tonight what you did, it meant something, more than you probably know. It meant something to me too, more than you know. Their eyes met, and for a suspended moment, the air between them felt charged with possibility. Amara arrived at the hotel to find chaos. Flowers everywhere, hundreds of roses filling the staff room. They were delivered this morning, Sujin said, eyes wide. All addressed to you. The card read, for enduring what you should never have had to endure, for your grace under pressure, for being remarkable. J.H. Kang Yi-hyuk SSI wants to see you in his office. Now. She climbed the stairs, knocked on his door. Duriusko. The flowers, she started. It's too much. They're not a transaction, they're an apology. He stood. I own this hotel. What happened to you happened in my establishment. You couldn't have known. I should have. He moved around the desk. I won't let it happen again. People are going to talk. Being who I am already makes people talk. I don't need to give them more ammunition. Understanding flickered in his expression. You're right. I apologize. Would you like me to have the flowers removed? No, just maybe not so many next time. His smile was lethal. Diem bayon, so there will be a next time. I didn't mean. Amar SSI, would you have dinner with me? Her heart stopped. MWO. Dinner, tonight, not here somewhere we can talk. You're my boss. I'm asking as Yi Hyuk, not as the owner. His eyes held hers. One dinner, if you hate it, we will never speak of it again, but I think you feel it too, this connection. She did feel it. I have a daughter, a 5-year-old daughter. I'm a single mother with 3 jobs and student loans and an apartment in Noeongu. I don't fit in your world, and being black in Korea, it's already hard enough. My world would be lucky to have you in it, and anyone who has a problem with your race will answer me. She thought about saying no, but when was the last time someone had looked at her like this, like she was precious? One dinner. His smile could have lit all of Seoul. The attack came during her afternoon shift, 3 days later. Where is she? Where's the bitch who got Seo Hyun banned? Park Jinwoo, Seo Hyun's younger brother, burst into the restaurant. That foreign waitress humiliated my sister. Someone needs to teach her a lesson about respecting her better. Teach her what happens when people like her forget their place in our country. Amara backed toward the kitchen. Jinwoo spotted her, his face twisted with rage. There you are, you cheap. He spat a racial slur that made servers gasp. He lunged, grabbed her wrist, yanked her backward. She stumbled, slamming against a table. Plates crashed. You think Kang Yi-hyuk will protect you? A black woman. He'll get bored and throw you away like trash. You people come here, take our jobs, corrupt our culture. Let her go. The voice was absolutely calm, which made it more terrifying. Yi-hyuk stood in the entrance, looking like he could kill someone. You put your hands on her. Each step was measured. In my hotel, you grabbed her, you made her afraid, and you used language that has no place in civilized society. She deserved it, my sister. Your sister humiliated herself. Yi-hyuk was close now, and now you've made an even worse choice. What are you going to do? Your family will receive a call in 3 minutes, from my lawyers, explaining that you're being charged with assault, that your family's construction contract with Kang Corporation, worth won 50 billion, is being terminated. And if you ever come within 100 meters of Amara SSI again, I will personally ensure your family loses everything. Jinwoo's face went white. You can't. I can, I am, and one more thing. His voice dropped dangerously. If you ever use that word again, if you ever speak about her with that kind of vile racism, I will destroy not just your business, but your reputation, everything your family has built. He moved between Jinwoo and Amara, blocking her completely. Jinwoo practically ran from the restaurant. Yi-hyuk turned to Amara, his expression transforming to concern. Gwinchana, are you hurt? Just scared. You're shaking. He pulled her against his chest. I'm sorry, this is my fault. How is this your fault? Because I protected you publicly. I made you a target. She pulled back to look at him. You saved me. Again, you're the only one who's protected me. His eyes searched hers. Come with me, right now, I need you safe. He brought her to his penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows, modern furniture, light everywhere. This is your home. One of them, he moved to the kitchen. Are you hungry? She watched, amazed, as Kang Yi-hyuk cooked doenjang jjiggy, real Korean stew, simple food that tasted like home. Why are you being so nice to me? Do I need a reason? Most people do, especially people like you. Rich, powerful, you could have anyone. He turned off the stove, came around the counter. Do you want the truth? Always. I noticed you 6 months ago. The first day you started working at the hotel. You were adjusting your uniform, trying to make it look better. And you were smiling. Despite everything, you were smiling. Her heart was pounding. I found out you were a single mother. 3 jobs, commuting from Noongu, working overtime whenever possible. And I thought, here is someone strong. Someone who doesn't give up, someone real. Yihayuk SSI. I started finding excuses to be at the hotel when you were working. Started making sure employee benefits improved. My CFO thought I was losing my mind. But I couldn't stop thinking about you. Tears slid down her cheeks. Then last night, when I saw Seo Hyun humiliate you, something in me snapped. I couldn't let it happen. And what am I? Remarkable, he cupped her face. Strong, beautiful, kind, everything I've been looking for. This is crazy. I know. We barely know each other. Then let's change that. Let me know you. Let me show you how you deserve to be treated. She kissed him, stood on her toes and pressed her lips to his. He froze, surprised, then kissed her back with desperate hunger. When they broke apart, he rested his forehead against hers. Saranghi, he whispered. I know it's too soon, but I love you, Amar SSI. This couldn't be real, but he was looking at her like she was his entire world. I'm scared, because I'm falling for you too. I don't know if your family will accept me, a black woman, a foreigner, a single mother. Then we'll make room. My family doesn't choose who I love. He kissed her forehead. This is my life, and I choose you. What about Jaiwoo? I would never ask you to choose. She's part of you, which means she's part of what I love. I want to meet her. Okay, she whispered. Okay. Okay, let's try this. His kiss was fierce and desperate, and full of relief. The next morning, Yi Hyuk stood outside Amara's apartment building in Noongu, holding a pink box from a famous Gangnam bakery. I brought Hwangnam pipang and pastries. I wasn't sure what Jaiwoo likes. She likes everything, but are you sure about this? Meeting her is a big step. I'm sure, he took her hand, unless you're not ready. I'm ready. They climbed to her third-floor apartment. Amara felt self-conscious about the peeling paint, the flickering lights. But Yi Hyuk looked at her apartment door with reverence. This is where you built your life, where you raised your daughter alone. There's nothing shameful about that, only strength. Inside, Jaiwoo came running, then stopped when she saw Yi Hyuk. Wow, you're tall. He laughed and crouched to her level. Annyeonghaseyo, Jaiwooya, my name is Kang Yi Hyuk. You can call me Yi Hyuk Ajasi. Jaiwoo studied him seriously. Are you Iyama's boyfriend? I'd like to be, if that's okay with you, and if your Iyama says yes. Do you like Tiriakbaki? I love Tiriakbaki. Do you know how to play Kongi Nari? I'm a little rusty, but I used to be pretty good. Jaiwoo considered this. Iyama, is he nice to you? Amara's throat tightened. Very nice, baby. Does he make you smile? Yes. Okay, Jaiwoo held out her hand. You can be Iyama's boyfriend, but you have to be nice to her. She works really hard and sometimes she cries when she thinks I'm sleeping. And sometimes people are mean to her because her skin is brown and mine is brown. Are you going to be mean about that? Yi Hyuk's expression shifted to something fierce. I promise, Jaiwooya, I will always be nice to your Iyama. And anyone who is mean to either of you because of your beautiful brown skin will have to answer to me. Jaiwoo threw her arms around his neck. Do you want to see my stuffed animals? Yi Hyuk caught Amara's eye over Jaiwoo's shoulder, his gaze full of emotion. I would love to see your stuffed animals. They spent the morning playing Kongi Nari, building towers, and discussing stuffed animals. Yi Hyuk sat on her worn carpet and listened with genuine interest as Jaiwoo explained everything. Around lunchtime, Jaiwoo asked, Can Yi Hyuk Ajasi come to my school performance next week? I'm playing the rabbit. Amara's heart stopped. A school performance meant other parents, people who would recognize him. I'd love to come, Yi Hyuk said, if your Iyama says it's okay. She should say no, but looking at Jaiwoo's excited face, she nodded. Okay, Thursday. Thursday came. Amara stood outside Jaiwoo's elementary school as the black Genesis pulled up. Other parents stared. Luxury cars were rare here. Yi Hyuk stepped out, and the starring intensified. You came. I promised Jaiwoo. I keep my promises. They entered together, and Amara felt every eye on them, heard the whispers starting. Isn't that Kang Yi Hyuk? Who's that woman with him? She's black, is she a foreigner? Yi Hyuk took her hand, lacing their fingers together. Let them talk, I'm not hiding you. When Jaiwoo appeared as the rabbit, hopping across the stage, Yi Hyuk clapped louder than anyone. After the performance, Jaiwoo ran straight to them. Ajasi, you came. You were the best rabbit I've ever seen. He scooped her up. They were heading out when a woman stopped them. Kang Yi Hyuk SSI, I'm Yu Miran. My daughter is in Jaiwoo's class. Her gaze flicked over Amara with distaste. I didn't know you had a connection to this school. I'm here supporting Jaiwoo. Ah, Juriosio. Her eyes lingered on Jaiwoo, then Amara. And you are? Amara Park, Jaiwoo's mother. I see. Well, it's certainly interesting to see you here, Yi Hyuk SSI. I'm sure your mother would be surprised, with such a diverse company. The racism wasn't even subtle. Yi Hyuk's voice dropped to something colder. USSI, I suggest you be very careful. Spreading gossip about my personal life would be unwise. Amara SSI and her daughter are important to me. Anyone who disrespects them, for any reason, including their race, disrespects me, and I have a very long memory. Miran's face went pale. Of course, I meant no disrespect. Anyonghi Jaisayo. In the car, Amara said quietly, that woman is going to tell everyone. By tomorrow, all of Seoul will know. Good, let them know. I'm not hiding you. I'm not ashamed of us. And anyone who has a problem with it can deal with me directly. That night, her phone rang, an unknown number. Amara Park SSI? This is Madam Kang, Yi Hyuk's mother. I believe we need to talk. I'd like to invite you to lunch tomorrow. I'm sure you understand this is not optional. The line went dead. The restaurant was Gaeon, a 3-Michelin-star establishment in Cheongdam-dong. Amara stood outside in her borrowed dress, heart pounding. Inside, Madame Kang sat at a low table, elegant, perfectly maintained, wearing Chanel. Amara Park SSI, Anjusayo. Amara sat, keeping her back straight. Let me be direct. I don't believe in wasting time. My son is infatuated with you. This concerns me. I understand. Do you understand what it means to be with someone like Yi Hyuk? The scrutiny, the expectations. I'm beginning to. I've done my research. It wasn't accusatory, just factual. American, single mother, dropped out of nursing school when you got pregnant. The father abandoned you. You work 3 jobs. You live in Noongu in a 30-square-meter apartment. Each fact landed like a cut. And you're black, in a country that is 99% ethnically Korean, a country where many people still harbor prejudices. You've summarized my life very efficiently. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to make you understand reality. Madam Kang leaned forward. My son needs someone who can stand beside him in that world, someone raised for this life, and certainly someone who won't face constant discrimination that could reflect on our family. There it was, the polite version of you're not good enough and you're the wrong color. Shouldn't Yi Hyuk decide what he needs? He's deciding with his heart, not his head. Madam Kang pulled out an envelope, which is why parents must sometimes make difficult decisions. 800 million, she said quietly. Enough to finish your nursing degree, buy an apartment, set up a trust fund for your daughter's education. All I ask is that you end things with Yi Hyuk. The room spun. That was life-changing money, security for Jaiwoo's entire future. You're trying to buy me off. I'm trying to give you options. I'm not a monster. I can see you're a good person. But this relationship can't last. Not in our world, because you're not prepared. And yes, because Korea is not America. My son dating a black woman, a single mother, the media will tear you apart. You'll face racism every day. Your daughter will face it too. Can you handle that? What if I say no? Then I'll respect your choice. But I won't stop trying to protect my son. Think about it. Think about what's best for everyone, including your daughter. She stood. For what it's worth, I think you're remarkable. But we live in this world with its rules and prejudices. And sometimes, love isn't enough. She left Amara alone with the envelope and won 800 million worth of impossible choices. Amara walked along the Han River, the envelope heavy in her purse. Won 800 million. She could finish nursing school, move to a better neighborhood, give Jaiwoo everything, never worry about money again. All she had to do was break Yi Hyuk's heart, and her own. But Madame Kang was right. Racism, the scrutiny. Was it fair to put Jaiwoo through that? Her phone rang. Yi Hyuk. How did it go? What did she say? She offered me money. 800 million to end things with you. Silence. Then, Sybil, I need to talk to her. Yi Hyuk SSI, she's not wrong. I don't fit in your world, I'm black. The media will tear me apart. And it's not just about me, it's about Jaiwoo. If I stay with you, she'll be in the spotlight. People will say horrible things about her. Where are you? Tell me where you are. By the river, near Banpo Bridge. Stay there, I'm coming. He arrived in less than 15 minutes. When he saw her on the bench, something in his expression broke. Egu, MRSSI, look at me. She turned, and tears started to fall. I'm so tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of not being enough. Tired of worrying that loving you is selfish because it might hurt Jaiwoo. You're not selfish. You are enough. You've always been enough. He cupped her face. And anyone who has a problem with your race will answer me. Maybe your mother is right. Maybe this is too hard. Ani, he pressed his forehead to hers. Don't give up on us, not because of money, not because of my mother's fear, not because some people are racist. But Jaiwoo will be protected. I swear I will make sure no one hurts her. Not reporters, not gossips, not racist bullies. Yes, there will be attention. Yes, it will be difficult. Yes, you'll face prejudice. But she'll also have security, the best schools, every opportunity. She'll grow up knowing her mother fought for happiness, that her mother didn't let fear or racism win. What if I take the money? Pain flashed in his eyes. Then I'll respect your choice. But MRSSI, before you decide, I need to tell you something. What? 5 years ago, I was engaged. Isabella Park, Korean-American, wealthy family, everything my parents wanted, the perfect chaebol bride. What happened? I didn't love her. I cared about her, respected her, but I didn't love her. We were going through with the wedding anyway because that's what you do. You marry for alliance, for business, not for love. 2 months before the wedding, Isabella broke it off. She couldn't marry someone who looked at her with duty instead of passion, and I was relieved, which told me everything about the life I was living. What does this have to do with us? Everything, because when I'm with you, I feel things I never felt with Isabella. You make me want to be better, want to fight for something real. You make me feel alive. He pulled out a small box. Amara's heart stopped. This isn't a proposal, not yet, but I want you to have this. It was my Halmoni's. She told me to give it to the woman I couldn't live without. He opened it, a delicate necklace with a small diamond pendant. She would have loved you. My Halmoni grew up poor. I married my grandfather when he had nothing, built the company with him. She faced discrimination, too, for being from a poor family, for not having the right background. She told me the most important thing wasn't wealth or status. It was finding someone who made you want to be worthy of them. He fastened the necklace around her neck. You make me want to be worthy. You and Jaiwoo, so please, don't choose the money, choose us. Choose the messy, complicated, difficult us. Because I promise, I will spend every day making sure you never regret it. I will stand beside you against every racist comment, every piece of gossip, every challenge. I will make sure Jaiwoo knows she's beautiful, valued, and protected. Always. Amara looked at the envelope. For a moment, she held 800 million worth of easy answers. Then she tore it in half. I'm choosing us. Yi Hyuk's kiss was fierce and desperate and full of relief, like she was oxygen and he'd been drowning. When they broke apart, he whispered, Gamawoyo, Thank you for choosing me, for trusting me, for being brave enough to fight for us. Don't make me regret it. Never. I promise you. I will spend the rest of my life making sure you never regret choosing love over money. 2 weeks later, they did a televised interview with respected journalist Choi Min-young. Kang Yi-huk SSI, Amora Park SSI. Your relationship has generated enormous controversy. Let's start with how you met. Yi Hyuk smiled. MRSSI worked at my hotel. The night I witnessed another guest humiliating her, someone threw champagne at her, demanded she clean it with her bare hands. I couldn't stand by. What was that moment like for you? Min-young asked Amara. Humiliating, degrading. It felt personal, like she wanted to hurt me specifically because I was foreign, because I was black. Let's talk about that. You're African American, raising a mixed-race daughter in Korea. That can't be easy. It's not. Korea has been kind in many ways, but there's also racism. Sometimes subtle, sometimes overt, being stared at constantly. Comments about my daughter's hair, her skin, whether she's really Korean. And now that racism has intensified. Yes, I've been called terrible names. People have said our children would be confused or lost. The worst comments have been about Jaewoo, questioning whether a mixed-race child can be truly Korean. How do you respond? By saying they're racist. Jaewoo is Korean. She was born here, speaks Korean, loves this country, but she's also black. She's both, and she shouldn't have to choose or prove herself. Min-young turned to Yi Hyuk. Your mother tried to pay Amara 800 million to leave you. The studio went silent. She offered you money to end the relationship, Min-young asked Amara. Yes, and I understand why. She was protecting her son. She had legitimate concerns. But you turned it down. I did, because I love him, and because I won't teach my daughter that money is more important than love. To everyone's shock, Madam Kang entered the studio. I did offer Amara money, Madam Kang said. It was wrong, not the motivation but the execution. I treated Amara as if she could be bought. That was insulting. What changed your mind? She tore up the check. When someone turns down 800 million because they love your son, you pay attention. When they face death threats and racist attacks but refuse to run, you respect that. Death threats, Min-young's eyes widened. Multiple. We've reported them all to the police. What would you say to those with concerns about this relationship, about cultural differences, about race? Yi Hyuk spoke first. I would say that love doesn't see race, that judging someone based on skin color is wrong, full stop, that my children will be loved and taught to be proud of all their heritage. Amara added, Korea is changing. There are more international families, more mixed-race children. We're not going away. We deserve the same respect as anyone else. Madam Kang finished. The Kang family stands behind this relationship. Anyone who attacks Amara or Jaewoo attacks us. We judge people by character, not skin color. The interview went viral. The tide was turning. 3 months later, things had settled. Amara had moved into Yi Hyuk's penthouse. Jaewoo had her own room, attended a private international school. Things were good. Then her past walked through the door. She was working her last shift at the hotel when she heard. Amara Davis. Marcus Chen, Jaewoo's father. What are you doing here? Medical conference. I heard you were in Korea, saw the interview. Quite the upgrade from nursing school. The casual cruelty made her see red. You need to leave. I wanted to talk about Jaewoo. No, you gave up that right when you paid me off, when you called her a mistake, when you said having a black baby would ruin your career. I was young, scared. You abandoned your child, and now you see me on TV, dating someone wealthy, and suddenly you want to be a father. I have rights. You signed them away. Things change. I'm married now. It made me think about Jaewoo. No, you don't get to walk back into her life because you suddenly feel paternal. She deserves to know her father. She has a father figure, someone who shows up, someone who loves her. The hotel heir, How long do you think that lasts? Men like that don't stay with women like. Finish that sentence. The voice came from behind Amara. Please. Yi Hyuk stood there, flanked by security. His expression was calm, which made him more terrifying. You must be Marcus Chen, the man who abandoned his daughter. That was taken out of context. Was it? Because from where I stand, you're a coward who showed up 6 years too late because you saw Amara on television. Let me be very clear. You signed away your rights. You have no legal claim, and if you try to disrupt her life, I will destroy you. Your career, your reputation, everything. You can't threaten me. I'm not threatening. I'm promising. You're going to leave Seoul and never contact Amara or Jaiwoo again. I could fight for custody. With what grounds? You're not on her birth certificate. You signed legal documents. You haven't paid a cent. You've had zero contact. No judge would side with you. I'm her biological father. Biology doesn't make you a father. Showing up makes you a father. Yi Hyuk's voice was fierce. And you've done none of those things. Security escorted Marcus out. Amara's legs gave out. Yi Hyuk caught her. I've got you. That evening, after Jaiwoo was asleep, they sat on the couch. What if he tries to contact her? Amara asked. He won't. Security is alerted. He won't get near her. Yi Hyuk pulled her close. I promise. Why now? Because he saw you with me. Saw you moving up in the world. Men like that see women as possessions. He threw you away when you weren't convenient. Now he wants you back because someone else values you. I don't want him back. I know, but I need you to know something. What he said about men like me not staying, I need to say this. He slid off the couch, kneeling. Amara's heart stopped. I don't have a ring yet. I wanted to design something perfect, but I can't wait. Amara Park, will you marry me? Will you let me be Jaiwoo's father legally? Will you build a life with me? This is crazy. We've only been together a few months. I knew after the first week. Knew after I watched you stand up to my mother. Knew after you chose us over money. His voice was rough. I love you. I love your daughter. I want to wake up next to you forever. I want to adopt Jaiwoo, give her my name, make sure no one questions whether she belongs in this family. Your mother approves. I asked her. She said, that woman survived Seoul society, raised a beautiful daughter, and didn't take my money. She's stronger than half the people I know. Marry her before she realizes she can do better. Amara laughed through tears. She said that. Every word, so what do you say? She looked at him. This beautiful man who had defended her, protected her daughter, stood up to her demons. Yes, I'll marry you. His kiss was fierce and desperate. When they broke apart, he whispered, Gamawoyo, thank you for trusting me, for choosing me, for letting me love both of you. There's something you should know. I've been getting threatening messages, racist ones, since the interview. His expression darkened. What kind of messages? She showed him. His face went from concern to furious. These are death threats. You should have told me immediately. Within hours, his security team traced them. Park Jinwoo, Seo Hyun's brother. He's been harassing you this entire time. Can we press charges? Already in process. With the evidence we have, he's looking at serious jail time. 2 weeks later, with Jinwoo arrested and Seo Hyun facing civil suits, Yi Hyuk planned his proposal properly. He took them to Namsan Tower at sunset. The observation deck closed to the public. He'd rented the entire space. Jaiwoo-ya, Yi Hyuk crouched to her level. I need to ask you something important. I love your Iyama very much, and I love you very much. I want us to be a real family, which means I want to marry your Iyama and adopt you. How do you feel about that? Jaiwoo's eyes went wide. I'd be your daughter, like for real. For real, you'd have my last name, Kang Jaiwoo, and I'd be your appa. Would Halmyoni Kang be my real grandma? Yes, and you'd have uncles and aunts and cousins, a whole family. Jaiwoo looked at Amara. Iyama, can I say yes? Baby, this is your choice too. Jaiwoo threw her arms around Yi Hyuk. Yes, I want to be Kang Jaiwoo. I want you to be my appa. He pulled out a ring box. Inside was a stunning diamond ring with a band made of two intertwined metals, white gold and rose gold. The two metals represent us, different but stronger together, united, forever intertwined. It's perfect. Amara Park, love of my life, will you marry me? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Fireworks exploded over Seoul. He'd arranged a private show. Jaewoo cheered. Appa. 6 months later, the wedding was held at the Shilla Hotel's garden, the same place their story began. Amara wore custom white with gold embroidery, incorporating Korean and African patterns. Jaewoo was the flower girl in a matching hanbok. Madam Kang stood as Amara's sponsor. You're my daughter now. Family supports family. Amara's mother flew in from Atlanta, crying through everything. As they exchanged vows in English and Korean, the audience was a blend of both worlds. I promise to love you, Yi Hyuk said, to protect you, to stand beside you against anyone who tries to hurt you or our daughter, to honor both your American heritage and your Korean home, to build a family where love matters more than blood, where character matters more than color. I promise to love you, Amara responded, to challenge you, to build a life our daughter will be proud of, to honor your family's legacy while building our own, to show Korea that love knows no color, no borders, no limits. When they kissed, the applause was deafening. Jaewoo, now legally Kang Jaewoo, ran up to hug them. We're a real family now. We were always a real family, Yi Hyuk said, picking her up. Now we just have the paperwork. Amara stood in her nursing scrubs, having just finished her shift at Seoul National University Hospital. Head nurse in the emergency department, her American credentials finally recognized, her Korean license earned through determination. Her phone buzzed with a photo, Jaewoo at her school performance, wearing a hanbok, performing a traditional dance. The caption, our daughter is a star. She drove home to the house in Seongbukdong, with a yard for Jaewoo and enough bedrooms for the 4-year-old son sleeping upstairs. The press had finally left them alone. They were old news now, just another family in Seoul. A black woman married to a chaebol heir wasn't scandalous anymore. There were still racist comments sometimes, still stares, still moments when Amara had to explain to Jaewoo why some people were unkind. But there were more moments of acceptance, of belonging, of Jaewoo's friends coming over without anyone mentioning her brown skin, of Madam Kang bragging about her beautiful granddaughter, of strangers saying they'd seen the interview, that she'd inspired them. When she pulled into the driveway, Yi Hyuk and Jaewoo were in the yard with their Jindo puppy, Kimchi. Iyama, Jaewoo ran over. Appa said we can get pizza. Did he? She looked at Yi Hyuk, who shrugged. Our daughter is very persuasive. I learned from the best, Jaewoo said proudly. As they walked inside, Yi Hyuk's arm around Amara, Jaewoo chattering, Kimchi barking, Amara thought about how far they'd come. From a shattered champagne glass on marble. From humiliation and racism and fear. To this, a family built on love, strengthened by struggle, made beautiful by their differences. Saranghi, Yi Hyuk whispered. I love you too. And in that moment, in that house, in that life they'd built together, Amara finally, completely, felt like she was home. From a moment of cruelty to a lifetime of love, their story shows us that family isn't about blood or borders. It's about who shows up, who stays, and who loves without limits. Subscribe for more stories that celebrate love in all its forms, because everyone deserves a happily ever after, no matter where they come from or what they look like. Saranghi, Blue Heart.